Hey guys, welcome back. I'm here with Frosty today. What we're going to talk about today is teaching your horses to be dewormed. Okay. You hear all sorts of things like, put molasses in syringes and, make it taste good. But there's a better way to go about that to teach them to actually take the dewormer, because sometimes, we got to get the job done. There's just not time to do it. Okay, so you need to get out there, get them dewormed, and get on with your day. And they need to learn to be good citizens about that, or with that. He's a great horse to use for this demonstration, because the first time I came out with that syringe, his head was throwing up in the air. You couldn't get it even close to his nose or his mouth. He'd pull back, and also he's not tame. This horse is not anywhere close to being tame yet. So he's still in the taming process, but he needs to be wormed. Okay, so speaking on not being tame, first thing we need to be able to do is touch him all over his head. Okay, when it comes to touching his head, he's been getting a lot better about us letting him touch his ears, his eyes, his poll. Okay, when a horse is on edge, their senses are hypersensitive. Okay, so you guys are going to see me work through this today. When he gets excited, or maybe not trusting of what I'm doing, just the slightest little touch here and there is going to cause him to be really touchy or twitchy and jumpy. Okay, so let's get into this. Now I've worked with him a bit on this already, so you guys aren't seeing the start of it, but you'll see kind of how to go through it. What you want to do first is make sure you can take your training stick or a flag and touch their poll and their ears. Okay, this is really important. And if you haven't been able to touch the rest of their body with it yet, I'd start back there. But you really want to be able to touch their poll and their ears. Okay, and you see that? Okay, just me moving this, he's getting jumpy. Okay, there's that hyper alert. Okay, so we're going to touch his poll, his ears, reach out and touch him, reassure him he's okay. Come up underneath his chin. Okay, as he starts to get a little anxious, a little stressed out about this, okay, I'm going to reach out and pet him more, pet him up here. Okay, that's good. Next thing you're going to want to be able to do is be able to get your hands up here underneath the halter if you can. Don't grab it, that can be dangerous. Just underneath his eyes. You're going to want to be able to desensitize his whiskers and his lips. Okay, can you take the handle of your training stick and put it up on his poll? This is going to feel more like your syringe. Okay, put it up around his ears, his eyes. Okay, nose and his mouth. You see him bending towards me a little bit? We're going to get to that next. When we start putting things up in the corner of his mouth, I want him to bend towards it. Okay, that's where he's going to get his relief. I put something in the corner of his mouth. Right there was that twitch. Again, when they're anxious or stressed out or not trusting of you, those senses are on hyper alert. So I'm going to go back to the lips and rub. Come back in with the training stick. Okay, put it there. When he brings his nose towards it, I'm going to release. Take this away from him. Put it underneath the halter, up to his corner of his lip. Release. He needs to learn. Yeah. Okay, good. He needs to learn to come to the syringe, not run away from it. Okay. Next, I'm going to take my thumb, corner of his mouth, stick it in. He needs to come to it and open his mouth. Okay, just like that. There we go. Now, the reason I want to go through all of this with him, okay, right there he's playing with his head, tossing it around. I'm going to back him up and say, I didn't say come into my space. I didn't say move your feet. I'm going to keep my hand there. What he's got to do is come towards my thumb. There was a little try. Come towards that. Then I'll take my thumb away. Okay. What these horses don't need is another bad experience with being dewormed. Okay, and that's what we're trying to set him up for. We're not going to go right to deworming him. We're going to set him up for a good experience. We're going to teach him to be a good citizen. That it's not going to hurt him. It might not taste good, but it doesn't have to be a bad deal. So you see, with this syringe, I'm doing the same thing I did with the stick. Okay, putting it up here, putting it up around his ear, his pole. Okay, it's gonna feel different. He's coming towards it. That's what we've worked on. Okay, he's coming towards it. That's good. Over his eye, around his eye, he's coming towards it. Take it away. Okay, that's important. Oh, stay with me. I'm gonna bring this down to the corner of his lip. He comes towards it. Take it away. Okay. Next thing, just like my thumb, I'm gonna be able to put it in the corner of his mouth. He's coming towards it. I'm gonna put it inside. He's got to open his mouth, then take it away. Okay, this is the next step. Put it up to his mouth. Great. Put it in the corner. Opens his mouth, take it away. Notice I haven't squeezed it in there. Okay. He's getting pretty close to being ready to be dewormed, but again, this has got to be a good experience. Good boy. All right. So if you guys are working on this at home, now's the time if you haven't done it already. But see if you can get this working and have deworming be a good experience for you and your horse, and not a bad one. Thanks for checking in.